Do you know the best way to generate high quality leads that turn into clients fast and grows your law practice? And this works in most niches of the law. Here's an example of a personal injury lead. My son was bit by my boyfriend's dad almost a year ago, resulting in losing part of his nose. I was told he'd pay the medical bills from then and 3 surgeries that are coming up, and no compensation has been made. If you're a personal injury attorney, quality of lead doesn't get any better than that. I was attacked by 2 pit bulls and thought they were going to eat me. There's another one. Great quality lead. The damages are there. You just don't know about the liability. My 2.5-year-old son was bit in the face, resulted in 3 stitches. His father lied about what happened to the doctor, but I have proof. Again, these are great quality leads. Now, look at this screenshot here. These are all leads for our clients. These are just form leads. This does not include phone calls. These are the phone calls. So every day these leads come into our clients, and the quality of them is great. They're the best quality leads they get other than a referral. Here's a testimonial. In 6 weeks, I signed up, thank God, I think 8 cases. I don't know what you guys do. I've done the whole gamut. I've done TV advertising for over a year, much more expensive than you guys. And literally, I got very few cases. Then I tried you guys. Nothing. Nothing is like this, nothing. So that's a glowing testimonial. We can't get any better than that. Here's more. We were skeptical at first as we get these offers all the time. We can honestly say these guys do in fact produce. In 2.5 months, we got up to 16 cases, or we signed up 16 cases. Personal injury. 16 cases in personal injury in 2.5 months. That's great. Of all the marketing campaigns I've done over the course of this 42 years, this has been the most effective. Here's another one. What I'm most impressed about you is results. And $1 makes 7. So to me, the real litmus test is whether or not you're doing the right thing. So that he's getting a 7-to-1 return on investment. Hi, I'm Kevin Williams, the owner of Legal Dynasty. Been a full-time search marketing professional for 12 plus years. Started my career at an agency. Got in-house training for 5 to 6 years, and they were one of the top agencies in the U.S., top 50. Managed nearly over $10 million of paid ad spend for my clients over the years, and have generated thousands of leads, published in numerous articles on internet marketing, search marketing strategies, and have generated thousands of clients for law firms over the years. So what do most lawyers do? Why are they not generating new clients? So if you think about the traditional ways to advertise, you've got newspaper ads, you've got billboards, you've got TV, and you've got radio. And these are all, very expensive forms of media. And you're lucky if somebody reaches out because it's disruptive advertising. You're throwing your message out into a void, hoping somebody in return hears you. And there's also networking. Networking's great, but it's time consuming and it takes years. It takes years to build up your reputation in the industry, and it's very time consuming. So as far as advertising, what is a more effective way? Well, there's also Google, and there's search engine marketing, which involves more than just Google. And what's the difference? The biggest difference between Google and all these other forms of media? Well, you have that when somebody searches on Google, especially for an attorney, lawyer, or law firm in your niche of law, they're red hot. And before you say, okay, I've tried Google before, it doesn't work for me. Well, most of our clients have tried 2 to 3 different agencies before coming to us. And we take a different approach. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to explain why what we do is different than everyone else and how we make it work for our clients and how our clients get a 7-to-1 return on investment. So these clients, they're much closer to becoming a client than someone that you interrupt with billboard advertising or traditional advertising. I don't have to tell you, Google gets trillions of searches every year. Here's a stat from 2016, 3.2 trillion searches a year. That's just incredible. It just doesn't get any better than that. And, these days it's a lot more at 2018. So Google, it's the new yellow pages. It's been around for a long time. It's not going anywhere. And as far as internet marketing goes, your best quality lead is going to be coming from somebody that's searching for your services in your niche of law, in your market. You can't get a better lead other than a referral. And if you aren't generating leads from Google, then you're missing out big time. Now, I'm talking about paid advertising, which is different than SEO. SEO is a great long-term investment for a business, but there's really only one way to generate the high quality leads and fast. Like I'm talking less than a week. And you could be at the top of Google for hundreds of different keywords and keyword variations. And I'm about to show you why the people who are advertising these days are taking up the lion's share of the business. It's a lot different than it was years ago. So Google has a lot of advantages to local businesses. If you look at the box I have here in the red, you can see this profile or this ad is linked to their Google local business profile, their Maps profile, and they're showing their ad, they're showing their phone number, their hours, etc. Now, if they had also 5 reviews in the past year, they could show a 5-star rating. And that really is substantial when someone's searching for your services in your market, say criminal defense attorney, Las Vegas. That is huge if you can stand out in that way. So there's a lot of advantages that Google provides local business owners that I think many local business owners just are confused about or just don't know. Now, like I've said, I've been doing this for 12 years, and Google has changed a lot over the years. So here's a screenshot from 2008 of what a search result page would show. And you can see in the box red, those are advertising results. And Google used to be very apparent with their ads. They had them highlighted in different colors, and they were on the top and the right side, and advertisers were limited. So you can only you're only allowed a 25 character headline and 2 description lines of 35 characters. So it's a very small classified ad, and a lot of the traffic went to these SEO results. Well, it's 2018. Google's been public for a long time now, and they've got shareholders to please. So here's a search in 2018. So personal injury lawyer in Brooklyn. Look at this. All ads. These are all ads. Before I even scroll down, I'm seeing ads. This is where the lion's share of traffic is going. It's not, below this you have map results. So you've got a picture of a map, and then you have listings of businesses, and then you have the SEO results. So you've got to scroll down a lot before you get the SEO results. And these are on most commercially viable searches. So most of the traffic is being funneled to the ads here. So if you want to get these red hot clients and people who are ready to buy at that stage, people at the end of the funnel who are the hot leads, you need to be advertising here. And look at all the features available to today's advertisers. So ads take up half the page on computers and mobile devices. Google actually develops things mobile first now because mobile's so huge. And it's same with our clients. Mobile's just, it's the number one device that people are searching on. So advertisers are allowed 2 30-character headlines, 1 80-character description, and a number of extensions that can really beef up your ad. They can make it huge. So even bigger than these ads here. So you can add locations, call outs, site links, structured snippets. I'm not going to dive into what these all are, but you could also have call extensions. So somebody on their mobile device can click to call without even visiting your website. Text messages. They can send you a text message without even visiting your website. And people do this. I mean, there's people have a whole different range of ways they want to communicate with you, and everybody's different. So the more ways you can have them reach out to you, the better. Now, if you've tried Google AdWords before and you realize it's expensive, and there's a reason that most of these campaigns fail. And a lot of times it's a web design company or a company who may say they do Google AdWords and PPC and paid advertising services, but they don't necessarily understand how to do this, or the person who sells you the services turns this over to someone who is just out of college, or they're an intern and they don't necessarily know how to do this. And there's as many bells and whistles as a commercial jet airliner in these campaigns. So you need to have a tightly focused campaign. And I'm going to go over the top reasons why most campaigns fail. Number 1, no landing page or an awful landing page. Biggest impact on your campaign is how well you can convert paid clicks, so those clicks into leads, and then those leads into clients. So how well your web page converts those leads, and then how well your team or you can convert those people into new clients. So that's the biggest areas of success. So the first one, though, from the campaign's perspective, is you have no landing page or an awful landing page. So many people who are running campaigns will drive traffic to already pre-built pages on their website. So whether that's the home page or a niche specific page, And this really is the wrong thing to do unless you've taken the steps and are aware of what to do. So you need to build out what's called landing pages. So here's an example of someone who's paying to have somebody drive traffic to this page. So this attorney is paying to have people come here. I've blocked out the name of the firm, but they paid an ad to have somebody click and come to this page, and it looks terrible. I'll be frank, it looks terrible. I don't even know it's about law until I start reading into the text, which if I'm on a mobile device, this isn't mobile formatted. Even on a desktop, it's hard to read. It doesn't have a good flow. And, it's an expensive click that they paid to bring somebody here. And this is estate and probate. That's about a $10 to $30 click, depending on the market you're in. Now, if you're spending $10 to $30 per click, and in some niches up to $200 per click, you need to have that person, you need to know your numbers. You need to know that, okay, when I bring someone here, they're going to convert into a lead. And I know 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4 people is going to convert into a lead. That's why you use a landing page. The sole purpose of a landing page is to get somebody to take a specific action. It's custom built to get that person to take a specific action. So having a good landing page can often double the amount of leads you're getting for the same amount of money, and just by having a good high converting landing page. So you could double your amount of leads without spending any more money. We've seen it triple, quadruple, even up to 6 or 7 times get a better response than what people are currently paying. So here's an example of a high converting landing page. And again, I'm using personal injury as an example because personal injury is the most competitive niche in legal. Personal injury, mass torts, and class action. Those are the most competitive. So if you've been injured in an accident, you may be entitled to financial compensation. That calls out to the user right away. So you're hooking a person in with that headline. So it speaks to the user. It builds credibility to this page. It's mobile optimized. So majority of our clients, the traffic is mobile. It's 80 to 90% mobile. Sometimes what we do is we'll even turn off all other forms of traffic just to focus on mobile because it's that valuable. Contact information and the calls to action are apparent. So there's a big button, a phone number. If you're on a mobile device, you're going to see that phone number and that call to action button, call now for a free consultation. That's going to stick on a mobile device to the top of their browser. So as somebody's scrolling down, they're always seeing that. So it's very easy for them to contact. And they see the form as well. So big calls to action. And then the rest of it builds credibility and authority in a person's eyes. We use a picture of attorney, somebody who's searching for an attorney, law firm, or lawyer in your niche. They, show yourself, be out there, expose yourself to them. If someone walked into your firm or they called you, you're going to speak to them. Why not show this on the page? So, and then we have a landing page for every niche. So this headline and all this information is different for every niche. Even within personal injury, you have different niches. You've got car accidents, you've got dog bites, you've got, boat, truck accidents. You've got all these different types of accidents. Speak to those people. If you're paying tens, if not hundreds of dollars per click, you got to take the time to go beyond and really bring this person to a relevant page. So ideally what you want is a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. So a 1-to-1 ratio on the person searching to the ad they see to the landing page they land on. So you want congruence and relevancy all along. And that's what leads to success. That's how we're getting 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4, even up to 1 out of 5 people that click on our ads to become a lead for our clients. Now, there's a whole science out there called conversion rate optimization. What is conversion rate optimization? That is making your websites or your landing pages improve better. So you can test an ad against one another. You could do A/B testing on ads. So you could also do this on landing pages. So, you improve the performance of your campaigns over time by adding things like heat maps, A/B testing. So you test one headline versus another. You test one background photo versus another, or a hero shot is what it's called. Recordings. We record these videos. We test headlines. We test dynamically inserting keywords or dynamically inserting other information from these campaigns that get recorded in these clicks onto this page. So it makes it more relevant, super relevant, Geolocations, we test different phone numbers. We test local phone numbers versus 800 phone numbers. We get feedback polls, people who are going to go click the exit button on your page. Occasionally we get feedback from those people, and not many people respond, but you get huge amounts of information from the people that do. In incoming feedback. So there's just so much feedback that you can collect here. And it's critical if you're paying tens, if not hundreds of dollars per click to have your campaign work. All right, second reason campaigns fail, terribly performing ads. So your ads need to perform. You need to have an ad that's relevant to a person's search. So when you have a high ad that has a high click-through rate, meaning how many times your ad was clicked on versus seen, your cost per click is going to go down dramatically. And just because Google rewards you for having relevant ads. Why would Google do this? Because if they see somebody's clicking on your ad a lot, that means their users are finding it relevant. And they want to reward advertisers for relevancy. So that means there's a good response, there's a good experience that users are having in going to your site. So if you double your click-through rate, and not only are you getting twice as many leads, you're paying a lot less per click. So over time, your cost per lead goes down and your return on investment goes up. So let me ask you, which of these two ads would you click on? Affordable family law, aggressive and affordable attorneys. People want to have an attorney that fights. They want an aggressive, affordable attorney, especially in most niches. A lot of time, especially personal injury, you're going up, these prospects are going up against a huge, huge insurance company, and they need somebody to fight for them. They're small compared to the resources that these insurance companies have. In family law, they want to make sure that their case is represented, by somebody who's going to fight for their case and not just settle or do the bare minimum. Call now for a free consultation, call to action. Everything needs a call to action. You're dealing with people who are looking at your ad in a fraction of a second. You're dealing with their limbic system. So in psychology, they call that your lizard brain. So it's instant gratification, and people are subconsciously seeing these ads. You have all these different features that this ad is utilizing. They have their map connected, and they have a phone number extension. So this is huge to have this in your ad. Now, here's another ad. Family law attorneys speak with a family law specialist, State Bar of Nevada certified. There's not really a end benefit to the user there. It's if you're in law, why state that you're certified by the state of Nevada? I mean, come on, you could come up with some more benefits or features than that. So, there's a right way and a wrong way to do an ad, and the ads that are doing well can instantly double your leads. And you test these ads over time. You could test features, different calls to actions, different ways to say these calls to action. Is it a free consultation or is it a free case review? You need to test that. So number 3, bad campaign setup. I touched on this before, but most PPC managers can typically set up a broad-based campaign, and they may know the mechanics of AdWords, but they don't necessarily know how to convert a lead to direct response for lawyers. And that's a huge difference. A lot of these big companies in the legal industry claim they know what they're doing, and the person who sells you services may know what they're doing, but they turn it over to lower level interns or people just out of college that may have studied, how to set up a campaign, but don't necessarily know, how to convert that lead. And they set up these campaigns that are very broad. We've done audits on some of the biggest advertising companies in the legal industry, and we've won over clients because they're very broad with their campaigns. You need to have a tightly focused campaign if you're in the legal industry, because it's just so expensive. Let me show you an example of an audit we did. So this was a big campaign. This was over the lifetime. They spent $1.2 million, and they had very broad keywords in there. Keywords like just divorce. Divorce is such a broad keyword to advertise on if you're a family law attorney. And here's a search. Are Amy and Matt Roloff getting a divorce? I mean, why would you show an ad for that search query? People don't understand that what you do is you bid on keywords, but your ad triggers search queries. And I'm not going to go into how that works here. That's a different presentation, but just know that the keywords you bid on can actually lead to more and more search queries that your ad actually shows up for. So you need a very tight focus over those keywords to control the search queries that your ad is showing up for. And, over here, this list, I can only capture so much here, but there's thousands of irrelevant search queries that led to wasted ad spend over the time. And this is ad spend that could have been better spent on much more qualified prospects and much more qualified search queries. So you need to have a very tightly focused campaign in the legal industry. All right. The other one is there's no tracking in place or very limited tracking. So everything that you create in a campaign needs to be tracked. Every keyword, every phone call, every form inquiry. These need to be tracked. Phone calls can be recorded for quality assurance and to see how your team handles intake. If you're not doing the intake, you need to see how your team handles intake, because every case that's lost is huge, especially if you're paying for advertising. That is just critical. That is, that all goes into the return on investment of your campaign. And I mentioned before, the biggest impacts on your campaign are going to be how well you can convert those clicks into leads and those leads into clients. That's the biggest impact by far of how well your campaign is going to work. So our clients get text alerts, email alerts, recordings of the phone calls. This goes on instantaneous. So the text alert comes in immediately. The email alerts come in instantaneously, and everything's getting tracked down to the keyword level. So all that information goes back into Google AdWords or Bing or Yahoo. So we can, eventually optimize the campaign. So we're focusing on the areas that are getting the best return and eliminate everything else. So we get rid of all the waste and focus only on what works and put your budget towards that. So every dollar that gets spent is managed in an effective and efficient manner. So, you could try to do Google AdWords, pay-per-click advertising yourself, and you're really going to go through years of trial and error and spend tens of thousands of dollars trying to figure out what works. Or you can hire us with the proven keyword landing pages. We've got, top converting landing pages. We know what ads work. We know how to make the keywords work. We know how all these other additional optimization tricks that we've learned through years of testing. And we do this with you. This is not something that is, behind the scenes. I mean, we're very apparent, very open with our clients, because frankly, we need to be. We need to know the quality of the lead, how we can shift and change things over time. And here's some proof. Here's a campaign we took over. And, we took this campaign over right where this red dot starts. And the blue line is the cost per lead, and the orange line is the amount of leads generated. So, this client, we got them a 585% increase in the number of leads, and the cost per lead went from $267 down to $65 per lead. And that's huge. I mean, that had a huge impact on his business, especially, somebody who's spending $15,000 to $20,000 a month on this campaign. So it had a huge impact. Not all campaigns need to be this big, by the way. You could start on a much smaller scale, $2,000 to $3,000 per month, and get a great return on investment. Here's another one. This is personal injury attorney. So, almost 400 leads over the lifetime of this campaign. When the screenshot was taken, $200 cost per lead, converted at 31, almost 32%. That means just over 1 out of 3 people turn into a lead. I know with this client, he's a good closer. He closed about 1 out of 5. He's closing about 1 out of 5 of these leads into a new client, a personal injury client. And it's dramatic, the impact it's had on his business. Here's another one, personal injury and MedMal, 52 leads. When this was taken, $116 cost per lead, 44% conversion rate. 1 out of 4, over 1 out of 4 people turn into a lead. Here's another one, 31 leads, $184 cost per lead, 34, over 1 out of 3 turn into a lead. Here's some testimonials about what our clients have to say. And, if you're interested, then click the button below, schedule a 15-minute marketing tune-up, no obligation. We'll do a search volume and keyword analysis. If you're already running a campaign, we will give you a complete audit, no obligation, and you get someone who's got 15 years of experience to audit your account. And again, no obligation to, show you where you can, the holes and cracks in your campaign. We'll also look up your competitor analysis and give you a landing page analysis as well. So, I hope you found some value in this presentation, and, look forward to hearing from you. Take care.